Why did you wake up this morning? Why did you wake up this morning? That's a question you have probably never been asked. But think about it for a second. Why do you wake up most mornings? Why leave the comfort of your warm, cozy bed? Do you do it every day because you really want to? Or is it because for one reason or another you have to? If you are like most people, you wake up to the incessant beeping of an alarm clock each morning and reluctantly drag ourselves out of bed because you have to be somewhere, do something, answer to, or take care of someone else. Given the choice, do you have a choice? Most people would continue sleeping. So naturally, we rebel. We hit the snooze button and resist the inevitable act of waking up, unaware that our resistance is sending a message to the universe that we had rather lie there in our beds, unconscious they unconsciously and actively live and create the lives we say that we want. Most of us have resigned ourselves to a certain level of mediocrity and unfulfillment potential. We don't like it. We don't feel good about it. We know that there is absolutely another level of success, achievement, and fulfillment that's possible for us. But we feel stuck and we don't know what to do to get ourselves unstuck. You snooze, you lose. The truth about waking up, the old saying, you snooze, you lose, may have a deeper meaning than any of us realize. When you delay waking up until you have to, meaning you wait until the last possible moment to get out of bed and start your day. Consider that what you are actually doing is resistance your life. Every time you hit the snooze button, you are in a state of resistance to your day, to your life, and to waking up and creating the life you say you want. Think about the kind of negative energy that surrounds you when you begin your day with resistance. When you respond to the sound of the alarm clock with internal dialogue along the line of, "Oh no, it's time already. I have to wake up. I don't want to wake up." It is as if you are saying, "I don't want to live my life, at least not to the fullest." Many people who suffer from depression report that the morning time is the most difficult. They wake up with a dread. Sometimes it is because of a job they feel obligated to go to, or due to a relationship that is failing. Some people feel this way simply due to the nature of depression and its ability to weigh on a person's mind, emotion, and heart without needing a specific reason. The tone of our morning has a powerful impact on the tone of the reset of our day. It becomes a cycle. Waking waking up with a despair, spending the day continue to feel that way, going to sleep feeling anxious or depressed, then repeated the cycle of melancholy the next day. Not only are people missing out on the abundance of clarity, energy, motivation, and personal power that comes from waking up each day on purpose, but their resistance to this inevitable daily act is a defined statement to the universe that they would rather lie in bed unconscious than to create and live the life they desire. On the other hand, when you wake up each day with passion and purpose, you join the small percentage of high achievers who are living their dreams. Most importantly, you will be happy. By simply changing your approach to waking up in the morning, you will literally change everything. But don't take my word for it. Trust these famous earlier riser: Orpha Williams, Tony Robbins, Bill Gates, Howard Skultach, Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, Albert Einstein, Aristotle, and far too many more to list here. No one ever taught us that by learning how to consciously set our intention to wake up each morning with a genuine desire, even enthusiasm to do so, we can change our entire lives. If you are just a snooze every day until the last impossible moment, you have to head off to work, show up for school, or take care of your family, and then becoming home and zoning out in front of the television until you go to bed. This used to be my daily routine. I have got to ask you, when are you going to develop yourself into the person you need to be to create the level of health, wealth, happiness, success, and freedom that you truly want and deserve? When are you going to actually live your life instead of numbling going through the motion looking for every possible distraction to escape reality? What if your reality, your life, could finally be something that you can't wait to be conscious for? There is no better day than today for us to give up who we have been for who we can become, and upgrade the life we have been living for the one we really want. There is no better look than the one of one you are holding in our hands to show you how to become the person you need to be, who is capable of quickly attracting, creating, and sustaining the life you have always wanted. How much sleep do we really need? The first thing expert will tell you about how many hours of sleep we need is that there is no magic number. The amount of sleep that is ideal varies for every individual and is influenced by factors such as age, genetic, overall health, how much exercise a person gets, and many others. While you may be at your absolute best at sleeping 7 hours a night, someone else may clearly need 9 hours to have a happy, productive life. According to the National Sleep Foundation, some research has found that long sleep duration, 9 hours or more, are also associated with increased morbidity, illness, accidents, and even mortality. Death. This research also found that variables such as depression is significantly associated with long sleep. Since there is such a wide variety of opinions from countless studies and experts, and since the amount of sleep needed varies from person to person, I am not going to take a scientific approach here. Instead, I am going to share my own real world result from personal experience and experimentation, some of which may be somewhat controversial. How to wake up with more energy on less sleep, through my own experimentation as well as that of many other miracle morning enthusiasts who has tested this theory. I have concluded that for the most part we need as much sleep as we believe that we need. In other words, I have found that how we feel in the morning when we wake up wake up, and this is a very important distinction, is not based on how many hours of sleep we got, as much as it is based on how we told ourselves we were going to feel when we woke up. For example, if you believe that you need 8 hours of sleep to feel reset, but you are getting into bed at 12 midnight and have to wake up at 6 a.m., you are likely to tell yourself, geez, I am only going to get 6 hours of sleep tonight, but I need 8. I am going to feel exhausted in the morning. Then what happens as soon as your alarm clock goes from and you open your eyes and you realize it is time to wake up? What is the first thought that you think? It is the same thought you had before bed. Geez, I only got 6 hours of sleep. I feel exhausted. It is a self-fulfillment, self-sabotaging prophecy. If you tell yourself you are going to feel tired in the morning, then you are absolutely going to feel tired. If you believe that you need 8 hours to feel reset, then you are not going to feel rested on anything less. But what if you change your beliefs? The mind body connection is a powerful thing, and I believe we must take a responsibility for every aspect of our lives, including the power to wake up early day feelings energized regardless of how many hours of sleep we get. I have experimented with the various duration of sleep, from as little as 4 hours to as many as 9. The other variable in my experimentation was actively telling myself how I was going to feel in the morning based on the amount of hours I slept. First, I tried each duration of sleep, telling myself before bed that I was not getting enough sleep and that I was going to feel exhausted in the morning. On 4 hours of sleep, I woke up feeling exhausted. On 5 hours of sleep, I woke up feeling exhausted. On 6 hours of sleep, you guessed it, exhausted. 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, the hours of sleep I got didn't change how I felt when the alarm clock went off in the morning. As long as I told myself before bed that I wasn't getting enough sleep and that I was going to feel tired in the morning, that's exactly how I felt. Then I again experimented with each duration from 9 hours to 4 hours. This time reciting a bedtime affirmation and telling myself that I was going to wake up feeling energized in the morning. Thank you for giving me these 5 hours of sleep tonight. 5 hours is exactly what I need to feel reset and energized in the morning. My body is capable of miraculous things, the least of which is generating an abundance of energy from 5 restful hours of sleep. I believe that I create my experience of reality. I choose to create a waking up tomorrow feelings energized and excited to take on my day, and I am grateful for that. What I found was that whether I got a 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, or even just 4 hours of sleep, as long as I consciously decided before bed that I was getting the perfect amount of sleep, that the hour were going to energize my body to feel wonderful in the morning, I constantly woke feeling better than I ever had before. However, don't take my word for it. I encourage you to experiment with this yourself. So, how many hours of sleep do you really need? You tell me. The secret to making every morning feel like Christmas. Think back. to a time in your life when you were genuinely excited to wake up in the morning? Maybe it was to catch an early flight for a vacation that you had been anticipating for months. Maybe it was your first day at a new job or your first day of school. Maybe it was your wedding day or your last birthday. Personally, I can't think of any time in my life when I was more excited to wake up in the morning. Regardless of how much sleep I got then when I was a kid, every year of Christmas morning, maybe you can relate. Whatever the occasion have been that have had you excited to wake up in the morning, how did you feel when those mornings arrived? Did you have to drag yourself out of bed, doubtful on morning like this? We can't wait to wake up. We do so feeling energized and genuinely excited. We quickly have the covers off and spring to our feet, ready to take off or day take on the day. Imagine if this is what every day of your life was like. Should not it be? It can. The miracle morning is largely about the miracle morning is largely about recreating that experience of waking up with feeling energized and excited and doing it every single day by day of your life. For the rest of your life, it's about getting out of bed with purpose, not because you have to, but because you genuinely want to, and dedicating time each day to developing yourself into the person you need to be to create the most extraordinary, ordinary ordinary, extraordinary, fulfilling, and abundant life you can imagine. The miracle morning is already doing just that, though, just as for thousands of people around the world, people just like you. Sorry. Complete.